The Philadelphia 76ers have surged to the top of the betting market in the Eastern Conference after LeBron James decided to take his talents to Philadelphia. Whether you're a longtime fan or one of his biggest critics, there's no denying that LeBron James continues to have a major impact, not only on the court, but also in sportsbooks and prediction markets. After signing LeBron to a team-friendly 2-year, $8 million contract, the Philadelphia 76ers are now the betting favorite in the Eastern Conference to win the 2027 NBA championship, according to Kalshi's latest prediction market. For those who don't usually follow betting odds, the Sixers are listed at plus 684 in American odds to win the title next season. As of 2 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday, July 24th, Philadelphia moved ahead of the defending NBA champion New York Knicks, who sit second among Eastern Conference contenders at plus 1240. This marks the second major roster move for the Sixers this offseason, after reportedly trading Paul George to the Boston Celtics in exchange for 2024 NBA Finals MVP Jaylen Brown. With those moves complete, Philadelphia's projected starting lineup now features LeBron James, Jaylen Brown, 2022-23 NBA MVP Joel Embiid, two-time All-Star Tyrese Maxey, and shooting guard VJ Edgecombe, who finished third in Rookie of the Year voting last season. On paper, it's one of the league's most talented starting fives. The big question now becomes whether this collection of star talent can translate into a championship run. If the 76ers manage to stay healthy throughout the postseason, they certainly have a realistic opportunity to compete for a title. Health has always played a significant role in determining playoff success across the NBA, and Philadelphia is no exception. Looking strictly at the roster on paper, the talent is undeniable. But as basketball fans know, championships aren't won by talent alone. Chemistry, execution, and consistency often make the biggest difference once the playoffs begin. How these personalities and playing styles fit together will be one of the biggest storylines of the season. There is a legitimate possibility that the 2026-27 76ers could face challenges balancing so many high-profile players with different strengths and expectations. From a roster-building perspective, replacing Paul George with Jaylen Brown while also adding LeBron James represents an aggressive win-now strategy. Brown enters the season as an NBA champion and 5-time All-Star who is coming off career-best averages in points, rebounds, and assists. He remains in the prime of his career and has avoided any major long-term injuries. Once again, regardless of where fans stand on LeBron James, he continued to perform at a high level during his final season with the Los Angeles Lakers. He averaged 20.9 points while shooting 51.5% from the field, along with 6.1 rebounds and 7.2 assists across 60 games. Throughout his career, LeBron has typically been most effective with the ball in his hands, and it's reasonable to wonder how that role may evolve as he approaches his 42nd birthday. Jaylen Brown also thrives in isolation situations, frequently creating offense off the dribble and operating effectively from the mid-range. For Philadelphia to truly justify its position as the betting favorite in the East, Joel Embiid's availability could be the deciding factor. The Sixers will likely need Embiid performing close to the level that earned him the league's MVP award. At the same time, injuries have unfortunately been a recurring part of his career, and maintaining consistent health throughout a deep playoff run remains one of the team's biggest questions. Defensively, he also isn't quite the same player he was during his absolute peak. Meanwhile, Tyrese Maxey emerged as Philadelphia's leading scorer last season, despite Embiid posting the team's highest usage rate. It will be interesting to see how Maxey adapts with both LeBron James and Jaylen Brown joining the offense. Sharing possessions is one thing, but fully embracing a different offensive role while maintaining maximum intensity every night is another challenge altogether. Teams with multiple All-Stars often need players willing to sacrifice individual numbers for the benefit of the group. And championship teams almost always rely on dependable role players who keep everything connected. That said, there is still a strong case that Philadelphia belongs near the top of the Eastern Conference betting board. At the same time, the defending champion New York Knicks remain an extremely compelling contender. New York is expected to return the same starting five that helped capture last season's title, with each key player still firmly in the prime of his career. If these two teams were to meet in the playoffs, it would likely become one of the most anticipated series of the postseason, and many analysts would argue that Jalen Brunson could very well be the best player on the floor in that matchup. As always, betting markets reflect expectations rather than guarantees. While the Sixers have generated significant excitement with their blockbuster offseason moves, the true answer won't come until the games begin and this star-studded roster has the opportunity to prove itself over the course of the season. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.